Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sia, and welcome to my personal space where I sit and I talk about things that matter. Ciao, have you heard about what the girlies are doing? So, the news in town is that their hands are decentering men. So, one thing about me is that I'm not a feminist. I am not a feminist. I don't believe in most of the feminist ideologies, and I'm not really opposed to it, but I think a lot of it does not apply to my day to day life. Now, I'm an African girl from rural areas, and for me, feminism doesn't work because I feel like back at home where I'm from, women and men have different roles, and both of those roles are respected, and both work towards the same goal. Even though we don't work in the same manner, but there's always a common goal that everybody is working towards. And I do know that there's a lot of women abuse in rural areas, and that sometimes women may not know their rights, like their basic human rights. So that's why a lot of times they get taken advantage of. But in the true sense of the nature of how our communities are built, that is not the foundation of our communities. Hence, when I am back at home and I'm treated like a woman, I actually embrace it and I like it because it works in my favor. So, hence, for me, feminism is not something that really resonates with me. Honestly, I think it's that's why sometimes when I do listen to feminists, sometimes I don't get it at all. Sometimes I get their ideologies and I do understand. So yeah, that's I just wanted to throw that out there that I don't hate feminism. But I'm just not a feminist. But I also stand for women's rights. And in the same breath, I don't hate men, but I do feel like we could do more for women because of the things that I have seen in life. So, with that being said, I feel like you can't say anything in the internet without, unless you're an extremist and you don't care about nothing. Like, I don't care about you, I don't care what you think. It's not really bad, but like, yeah, for me, I feel like some of the things that you have to say that I say on the internet, I have to like throw in a little disclaimer there. So that was my little disclaimer that, yeah. But what I do like, though, I have to say, I've been seeing a lot of content. I think this hair is in my eye. Gosh. Oh, man. But I do have to say, I've seen some content on the internet streets that are decentering men, and I have to say that I like it. I do like it. And when I was reading up, because I do like to read up on things before I talk about them, unless it's just something I'm talking from my heart. But if it's something that I want to have a proper opinion in, I like to read a bit about it. So what I read about decentering men, it was decentering men in professional spaces and political spaces and legal spaces. And for me, that seemed to be a little feminist driven. And this is where I stand with equity, is that I want to see women in those spaces, but I also want to see women in those spaces that are passionate about those spaces and that are qualified to be in those spaces, and not just be there because you are a woman, but be there because you qualify to be in those spaces, and it's something that you are passionate and you are working hard at it, and it's something that you want to work hard at. If you want to be in education and you want to be in the lawmakers of education, I need you to be serious about education. Like, I need you to love education. I need you to want to be there to make a change, not just be there because you want to be, because you're a woman and you think it's your right to just get it given to you. So that is where I stand with seeing women in in prominent spaces. And I have to say, I really do love and I really do appreciate seeing women because it really is inspiring. But I don't ever want to see women there because they're just women. I want to see strong, intelligent women that are doing the things, that are breaking the boundaries, that are pushing down doors and doing great things. And I think I see a lot of it. I think I have a lot of examples in that. Me being in the military, I see a lot of women that are doing great things in the military, that are leaders in the military, and that are doing great in their fields. So I really am proud to see women in great prominent spaces. So let's put that aside as well. Now let's get into personal relationships when it comes to decentering men. I absolutely 100% agree with decentering men when it comes to your personal life. The one person that should take the center stage of your life is yourself. And when it comes to men and their personal lives, we've seen over and over and over again that men will choose their peace, they'll choose their happiness, they will damn well choose their pleasure over they will choose their pleasure above their families, their loved ones, their careers. So you damn must well decenter men in your life in that matter. I will say that loudly and unapologetically. I see a lot of young women, and I get where they're coming from, and I've been there. You want to have someone that you want to grow old with, and that is a beautiful thing. You want to have someone that loves you while you're still young, while you're still within the what's the word? I can't find the word. Like in your prime of making babies, if you want to grow a family and you want to have children, and that is completely okay. And if anybody says don't rush into having babies or whatever, have babies when you think you are ready to have babies. So if you want to have babies young, so you can have maybe multiple babies that are growing together, I get that completely. So people make decisions for their lives according to what they want to have in their lives. So I know a friend of mine that had babies in her 20s because she wanted her children to grow together, and she wanted to be done with making babies at the age in her 30s, and that has worked well for her and her partner. And so that's why I'm saying I don't completely disagree with that, but also never forget to put yourself in the center of your life. Don't make your professional decision based on what this man in your life is gonna do or is gonna say. Like, think about it. If the roles were reversed, would he do the same thing for you? When it comes to your finances, don't make financial decision based on what a man will do. Always have your own finances. Always make your professional decision based on what you want to see for your future. So for me, I see a lot of conservatives on the internet bashing women for putting themselves first, knowing very well that, God forbid, there's a divorce involved. Everybody, it's gonna be every person for themselves. You're gonna be left hanging if every decision that you've ever made was centered around this person. So we cannot come here and act like these things don't happen. We cannot come here and say, well, it wouldn't happen to me because my man loves me, because my man is kind. I've seen so many, oh gosh. I've seen that on the internet so much when people ask, what if this man leaves you? And like, no, you guys are only saying that because you are dating unkind men. My man is kind. Every man will be kind to you when he still loves you until he doesn't love you anymore. And this is not coming from a negative place, but things change all the time. People change all the time. You always have to be prepared for those things. And I'm not saying live your life in based on fear that, oh my God, I'm scared this man might leave me all anytime at any given time. Not at all. Enjoy your life, love your man, do the things that you want to do with your man, build the things that you want to build with this man, but also build something that is completely yours, that is solidly yours. If it means that when you guys get married, you marry in not in community of property and you have a prenup or whatever works for both of you, If somebody really cared about you, they would want to make something that's gonna benefit you and them if anything were to fall apart. God forbid this man is no longer alive and you had nothing on your name. And we know all the time that sometimes people die without preparing for death. So it's things like that that you always have to decenter men in your life. And we're not gonna come here and lie and say men are not disappointing, guys. No. No, guys. I'm not saying every man out there is a disappointment, but honestly, a lot of them are, to be honest. A lot of them are. So at any given time, you have to be ready to stand on your own. It may be hurtful, it may be sad, it may be difficult, but you always have to do that. So for me, imagine you leave your good job because you only want to stay close to your man and he disappoints you. What then? So whenever I see this conversation about decentering men, I completely get where it's coming from. And the sad part is there's also some gender wars going on the internet, which I completely feel like they're stupid. Honestly, I feel like they're stupid. But there's also a bash on older women. So for me, I think I qualify as an older woman because I'm 33. If I tell a 23-year-old woman who is beautiful, she's doing great for herself, she's amazing, and she's got a man who loves her dearly, and I tell her, girl, do not center your life around men. Who's gonna come across as negative? Myself, even though I do speak from experience, not just my own experience, but experience of seeing so many other women in predicaments that they would have never thought they would ever see themselves in because they trusted another human being over their lives. So whenever you trust your life with someone else and you hand it over with your life, you must always have some backup plan. You must always have something to fall back on. I'm not saying do not pursue love. I'm not saying pursue your career over your love or pursue love over career, but you need to find a balance where either way it goes, you and your partner win. That is all I have to say on the matter because I feel like, yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that it is completely okay to decenter men. And if it ever made you feel guilty or feel bad or feel like it makes you come across as negative, no, you are not negative. You're just being practical and logical, and that is completely okay. So yeah, guys, that is all from today's video. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe with as many people as you possibly can. I think this is one of the videos that I've actually had a bold stand on something, even though I was very apologetic at the beginning of the video, like, no guys, I don't hate men or whatever, because I know that is the first ammunition people use against you when you have anything slightly negative to say about the opposite gender. It's not about hating men, it's not about hating women, it's not about creating a war. It's about the reality of life. So it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next video. Mwah!